and just want to take you guys through. We're not expecting this to be perfect, but I'm pretty sure we're going to find a lot. So, day of property inspection, just want to bring you guys through. We're going to do some vacant unit walks. Before we get started, if you do own a property, if you're a property manager, if you're a property owner, if you just don't have time, you have HUD deadlines, HUD inspections, you don't have time to walk your units, we can do it at a really good rate. We'll take care of it for you. We'll handle the notifications, the communications, and a lot of times it's just how you talk to people. It's how you handle the inspection process. I've inspected a lot of units in my time in affordable housing, and floating to a lot of different properties, and I've seen a lot, and I've inspected a lot of properties. We work with a lot of individuals, and it's just kind of how you handle the inspection process. So today, luckily, we're doing vacant units, but I'm going to give you guys some more tips and tools of how to handle units that are occupied. So eventually, I'm going to show and bring you guys on the occupied units, and I'll give you strategies of how to handle occupied units. But for right now, we're going to do vacant units. So Dale property inspections, leave us a comment, but I'm going to take you guys on. We're just going to be doing just some vacant unit walkthroughs to make sure the landlord is, how far along and how quick they can move an individual in. So we'll get started here pretty soon. We're going to do, I think I'm going to take you guys to a couple. I think we have 10 on our list today. We'll just probably do maybe 3 or 4, but let's go. We'll wait for a few more to join you. Kind of a hot day too, so we're not going to show any door numbers on here either, so that'll make it a little easier on this first level. We're not going to show any door numbers, but leave a comment. How many of you guys are in affordable housing, conventional properties? If you're an inspector, for my home inspectors, do you do commercial properties? Do you do multifamily units? Do you do duplexes? Let me know. If you just only handle commercial inspections, is it mainly commercial properties? What types? Do you handle apartment complexes to where you have multiple buildings, towers? How many units can you typically inspect in a day? So it's kind of different things you can kind of go over. So to all my inspectors, let me know. We're going to go ahead and get started pretty soon. We're going to inspect some units. But remember, if you are a property manager, if you're a property owner, you cannot get to your inspections. You're in the Middle Tennessee area, reach out Dale Property Solutions. If you're not in this area, to all my inspectors, just look at multifamily and property managers. They have schedules that they have to do, deadlines they have to meet with their inspections, but a lot of time the staff are either very busy, they maybe not trained correctly or properly to handle inspections, or don't really know what to look for. But most of the time what I've seen is staffs are stretched really thin in the property management field. So it may be a little difficult to get individuals to inspect the unit. So we're going to go ahead and get started pretty soon. Let's go ahead and inspect the unit, guys. Let's go. Dale Property Solutions. Give me a like and a follow. Also go to my Facebook page, Dale Property Inspections. We're here in Middle Tennessee. Let's go. So of course, as I mentioned, these are vacant units. And our property owner, he just wants us to see exactly how far along the unit is ready. Now, typically with my inspections, with my inspection company, I will start on a certain area. We're going to kind of go through, make sure all the lights are on first, get our blinds open. We'll do a quick walkthrough. I like to start in one side of the room and just continue on. Want to make sure all our doors are open first, especially in your vacant units. Depending on your property, you want to make sure that the unit is actually vacant. Some of my people that work into certain type of properties, you know exactly what I mean. You want to make sure the unit is actually vacant. It's kind of tough. Well, that's a problem. Here we go. This is just kind of our initial walkthrough. We're not doing a full inspection yet. We just want to make sure everything is on, power is on, verify. Get all our blinds open. Check all our doors, get them open. I want to make sure it's actually vacant. A little dark here. So, as I mentioned before, a lot of times with our property management companies, they are stretched extremely thin. Or there are a lot of times they are new property managers. They may not know exactly what to look for with inspection. And inspections take a while, especially if you're doing a occupied unit. It takes a lot as far as putting out notices, making sure getting with your maintenance team to make sure that it's a good time for them to attend inspections. How are you gonna, if you do pest control, are you gonna kind of combine it all together? So this initial walkthrough, we're just kind of unlocking everything, just making sure we'll go ahead and get our thermostat turned on. All right. Now, part of this, depending on what we can, in our car, we do have our thermal reader, thermal imaging scans. We do have all our GFCIs. We are going to go through and test every single outlet in here. So after this video, I'm not going to do this on this video with you guys. That'll kind of be tedious, but we are going to test every single outlet on this video. So we can already tell if we're starting here, we do have some pest control issues, and he's gonna need a cleaner. We'll put that on our note. Let's step back. Let's test this window. At least the blinds. He doesn't want us opening the windows. We did ask, we'll at least check the blinds. As we notice, could use a good clean. So we just want to make sure that these do lock per HUD quality standards. These do have to function and open and lock. So we're just checking to make sure they do. It has to stay up. We're not going to worry about the tilt function. So as we can see, our light bulb does work. All our bulbs on our fixture. We check our grates, seem to be cleaned. We will make note of this for him with as far as the painters. We will check our blinds to make sure that these function properly. And then as far as the patio, we do see our security bar. So we do have our security bar present. Does function and hold our lock. We'll make note. The patio we're going to access after this video from the exterior. We will go back through. We can go on the outside for that. Now, as far as our closet door, it does close operate as it should. And it does have our stopper. In our first closet, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, I want to say right under 800 square feet. We'll need to continue and make note of that, but it looks like all our closets are secured. Let's check our door. Now, with your bedrooms, the first thing we will make note, as we can see, in our bedrooms, you do have to have our smoke detectors installed. They have to be functional, they have to be operational. We will test those. As I mentioned before, each and every outlet, along with the windows, if there's a vacant unit, you're gonna have to check all the windows. We will check each and every one of our outlets with our electrical tester. Our panel box, clearly labeled, no exposed wire. We do have individuals that are out making repairs. So as you notice, some of the switches some of our breakers have been turned off. However, you do want to make sure with the panels they're clearly labeled. You do not have any gaps. I've seen a lot of times through here, you will see a lot of times a large, maybe like an inch gap through here, where a lot of the vendors make incorrect cuts. You want to check that. We're seeing a theme with our doors. So we'll make a note. Take a look. We'll make a note. We do have our smoke detector present. We will check this window. I don't want to be kind of redundant with you guys, but I do want to point it out. Each window, you want to check it. You want to check to make sure the blinds are working. You also want to make sure that it functions and operates. If you're using any type of vouchers, they're going to make a note of that. They could fail an inspection. You're going to have to make sure they open, they close, they tilt, they hold. If they're supposed to stay open, they need to stay open. We'll check out the HVAC units on the exterior. Remember, we're going to come back and we will let our property owners know. Although it's cosmetic, a lot of inspectors don't look at things like carpet. This is something they do want to make note of. If the carpet has been cleaned, he doesn't want our opinion as far as the wear and tear of the carpet, but he just does want to know if the carpet has been cleaned. So I mentioned before, this is not a full home inspection. This is just to ensure if this unit is inspection ready, if the unit is rental ready. We've noted a lot of things for our maintenance guys. So far, we've got a lot of things for him to work on. To verify our plumbing, got some old items, but we do have some new plumbing lines. Let's do a functional flow test. We will make note. Leave in the comments, tell my plumbers exactly what do you guys think. Now I do know our vendors have been in here, but we will make note for the property owner. We do have our exhaust vent. It is functional, it is working. So of course we do know the cleaner's gonna have to be in. Let's check our door. This is probably one of the first doors that we've seen in here that actually closes again from the interior. So we're doing well. What do you guys think? Leave in the comments so far. So of course we are going to make note pest control is needed, absolutely. Pest control is needed. However, the doors do seem to function correctly. We are going to make note that the carpet still does need to be cleaned. We do have all of our smoke detectors installed. All right, guys, so remember, Dale, what we do is we can do these inspections for you. We can do these inspections. You don't have time in the office, we can come out. It doesn't take long. As you can see here, they're gonna have to door. You're gonna have to make adjustments. Okay, still closes. We just want to make sure. Of course. Now we'll get our tape measure and we'll measure how far this needs to be. We'll measure, it has to be between 2 and 6, so basically 4 inches. That's what most people do. They just make it, average it off at 4. They'll need to check their filters, we'll advise. But we don't have any active leaks. However, it does seem like there's an issue with our air conditioner. We will make note. Oh, we'll give it time. Guys, leave in the comments. What do you do in these situations? We'll put this on as far as the tub. This is going to need to be resurfaced or cleaned very well, in my opinion. Check our functional flow test. Get a few of all of our sinks going. Leave in the comments, guys. Keep up with our work orders that we need to basically advise the property owner of. This is probably at least our 4th door that doesn't close. At least our 4th door, which I'm pretty sure has something to do with these adjustments and these type of screws. So let's get into our kitchen area. We want to see clean appliances. We want to see, of course, pest control. We want to see clean new appliances. If you can, it will be helpful. We have our serial model numbers. You can keep track. We typically put this in our report so you know the lifespan. If you're a property owner, we see they're missing these oven racks. You're a property owner and you notice you're buying a lot of appliances the same year. Guess what's going to happen in the future? Those in that same year, in the future, 5-10 years, a lot of those appliances are going to go back out again at the same time. So keep that in mind if you have a lot of multi units. When you're replacing appliances, keep up with your model numbers. A lot of times it does say to register them. However, it doesn't. I mean, that's up to you. As long as your maintenance team is aware. Some of the parts with the warranties, you can actually call the vendors and then get them. You don't actually have to order new parts if it go out if the part is under warranty. So get with your maintenance team. I would make sure that in each one of these you're logging the serial numbers and your model numbers and some type of inventory. If it would be helpful for all you property owners, especially if you're a smaller one. You buy a new refrigerator, you have a quadplex, you buying 4 refrigerators. Keep up with those model numbers, but keep in mind that more than likely in the future, those same 4 each time are going to need to be replaced around. I mean, not to say that it will, but there's a good chance that it could happen all at the same time. You have to have stoppers, which we do. Let me just check. We've already checked to verify. So that's what we did at first. Make sure that the plumbing is actually connected first. A lot of times in these units, and the vendors getting there, they may unhook a lot of the plumbing. So before you start running all the water, doing flow tests, you want to make sure that the plumbing is down there. So as I mentioned before, what we're about to do is I'm going to go back to our truck and we're going to get our electrical testers. We're going to get our thermal cameras. We're going to take a few temperature readings here for the owner, because I do want to check the HVAC to make sure to see if it's actually working at a reasonable temperature. It is pretty hot here, especially in the South. We've had it's been hot the last few days. So we're going to check a lot of those. We're going to actually get out our meters. It's one spot in the bathroom I do want to put a moisture meter on. So we're going to do that. But hey, for all my guys, if you want, we're going to be doing a Facebook training tomorrow. I may have to have it on YouTube because if you can, go to my Facebook, Delve Property Inspections, Delve, D-E-L-V-E, Delve Property Inspections, LLC. Go to my Facebook and like this page. Go to Facebook and follow it, because I need to get up to over 100 followers there so we can host live events. So DELVE Property Inspections here in Nashville, Tennessee. We do everything from home inspections, but our main focus that we really focus on is we do multifamily, and we help property owners do their annual or yearly inspections. We help you work with your tenants, get out the notifications, how to talk to them, how to handle a stressful situation that could be during we want to kind of remove you from a stressful situation with handling the inspections. We know a lot of property owners are busy. They can't take care of the property. They're in the office worrying about occupancy. They're in the office worrying about a lot of other things, recertification. So we can help you with that. To my property owners, to my people that are buying houses, if you need to purchase a house and need an inspector, we are licensed to do our home inspections. We are licensed and insured. We will give you a full, great PDF report, list out easily. We are very detailed in what we do. We have all the latest technology equipment. We have our drone photos. We can do everything. So if you can, go to our Facebook page, Thank you guys for joining. I see it's been people popping in and out. It's been a couple of likes. I'm really grateful. If you can, let's go check out another property. Let's go next door and check out another unit. So hold on one second. Let's verify the exterior light. Now we're gonna come back through and turn everything off. Just so you guys know, we're gonna come back through, we're gonna close all the doors, close all our blinds. That's not our job checking this, but we are gonna check this anyways. Smoke detector battery. All right, guys. This one, we're not ready. Of course, we don't have light in here. What I'm gonna do is, we'll do a quick walkthrough, get all our lights and our blinds open, get our cabinet doors open, and then we'll kind of end our live and we'll kind of pick back up this evening. I'm gonna go through and do a detailed inspection on this. Leave something in our comments what you would like to see on the next videos. But we are gonna go, just to kind of give you guys a walkthrough. We're gonna make sure everything is open, verify we do have power. We've got our water on. Make sure the unit is actually vacant. Sorry guys, I know it's kind of fast, but we just kind of want to do our first initial walkthrough. Get everything unlocked, make sure the unit's actually vacant, check any safety issues, get everything turned on. You want to do this, I don't care what property you're on. Your property could be a very well location, very well lit. You still want to go through and monitor and get everything taken care of. And you want to make sure that you're keeping yourself safe. And you just kind of know get a good look of what to look for and what you're, kind of get a good flow. I don't want any surprises, but especially if you're doing vacant units. Occupied units, it'll be a little different. We'll do a different training for that. All right, guys. Like and share, Delve Property Inspections. Thank you guys to all my followers. Remember, check out our live, check out some of our videos. See us tomorrow on Facebook Live, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're gonna be going over multifamily inspections and how to communicate with our tenants. Thank you. You guys have a great evening. Let's go.